What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger, my friends. Y'all know the vibes by now. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. Looking ahead to next women's college basketball season, man, there is so much, like an abundance of talent returning to a lot of different rosters, and I want to dive in to my preseason player of the year watch. And it's several players. This will be part one. So if y'all think I'm missing anybody, definitely holler at me in the comments. Let me know some names that we should be talking about. But for this part one, I want to focus on a handful of players that I think some will definitely are household names and will be in the running. And I also threw in a dark horse here as well, man. So with no further ado, let's get into it. Now, the first player I want to start with is Tanaya Latson at South Carolina. Now, it's been a while since a player of the year has been out of South Carolina as far as guards are concerned. Like, we haven't really seen that. So, for this to happen, everything has to line up. Now, we're talking about the nation's leading scorer from last season. Will she lead the nation in scoring with South Carolina? I doubt it. And she doesn't have to because this is the most talent that she has ever played with. But in an ideal world for her player of the year campaign, let's talk about it. So, first off, we know she's an elite bucket getter. She's already been in the gym, she's already on campus. She's molding and building chemistry with these teammates already. We know she's a three-level elite scorer, deep range, can get her shot off the dribble, can get to her spot whenever she feels like it. She's lethal in the pick and roll, smaller guard that can finish at the cup, and has a nice mid-range game as well. So we know the scoring will be there. Something that I think doesn't get talked about enough is the fact that she almost averaged 5 assists per game last season. If she can average around 18, 5, and 3, I think and they're winning and they're just beating the hell out of everybody. Naya could definitely be in that running for player of the year. I think she will still get her buckets. I can still see her averaging upwards to 18, 19 points per game on any given night. I think she will still get her shots. She's still one of the elite scorers that knows how to play within the system and won't get as many shots, but the shots will still be there and they will still rely upon her to be that number one scoring option. They brought her there to get buckets. Let's make no mistake about it. And so I think those opportunities will definitely be there for her. And if the assists are there, which I think they will, because she can play the one or the two, I can see her averaging more assists than Raven Johnson, leading this team in scoring and assists. And when you're on one of the best teams in the country, leading them in points and assists, and you're grabbing rebounds, and if the defense ticks up as well, Naya could definitely be in that conversation. Moving over to another SEC school, Flajay Johnson, man, out of LSU. He has trajectory has improved every single season that she has been at LSU. She has gotten better. I think she could be in line for more ball handling duties with this team, man. It's a possibility that she is a starting point guard for this group. The scoring will be there. Her 3-point shooting is up. She's one of the most elite slashers getting to the basket space. She will put the defense on their heels. She can make a man miss. She can get the up and under. She can finish with either hand. She takes contact, and she's just continued to get more and more comfortable. I think she's coming with a chip on her shoulder and a point to prove. The fact that she came back to LSU definitely proves that she has something that she wants to get done. She's got some unfinished business due to the fact that she could have easily been a top 5 pick in the WNBA draft. I do think she's gone next year without a doubt. But coming back to LSU, playing with Michaela Williams, playing with Malaysia Full Wiley, I'm interested to see even with these freshmen, Grace Knox, Zakiya Johnson, Davon Burridge, Bella Hines, Jada Richard, KG is back. I'm interested to see how many shots, because there's only one basketball, how many shots there will be to go around. But I do think Flajay Johnson is one of the most talented players in the country coming back, and she definitely has a chance to be in that player of the year running for sure. Another guard rounding out our SEC coverage, man. I got to talk about Madison Booker, reigning SEC player of the year. Texas brought in some serious talent in the recruiting trail and in the transfer portal, man. They've really rebuilt this roster. They have a chance to be better than next year, which are better than last year, next year, which is saying a lot when you win co-share of the SEC championship and you're a 1 seed. But the sky's the limit for Coach Vic Schaefer's group. And Madison Booker, I think she will continue to improve on her 3-point shot. She's playing with Team USA. And I think just being around all that talent, harnessing another part of her game because the 3-point shot is falling. And man, she's going to average at least another 6 points per game. She easily could be a 20 plus, 23, 25 point per game scorer with the shot attempts and the usage that she gets at Texas. She's got one of the best mid-range games. I'd put her against Michaela Williams as the two best mid-range players in the entire country. She's going to get her shots. She can get to the cup. She's harnessed her body, slimmed down, got into the best shape of her life. The minutes and the reps will be there. I think the volume will be there, and she's got a really good chance of being the player of the year. She was in the running this year, and just seeing the strides she made from year 1 to year 2, I'm very excited to see what year 3 looks like for Madison Booker, man. She wears that 35, that 3-5 on her back proudly, and she's one of the most talented and pure scorers in the entire country. But I need to see that 3 ball falling a little bit more. Sticking with the guards, Hannah Hidalgo. Now, she has the backcourt. She's sharing it with some talented players as well that they've brought in and that they return, but she's going to be the lead guard. You lose Olivia Miles, starting point guard for this group, goes to TCU. On top of that, you lose a lottery pick in Science Citron. There's going to be a lot more shots and a lot more usage for Hannah Hidalgo. She's going to have the ball in her hands 24/7, 4 quarters a game, 96 feet, 94 feet. She's going to have the basketball, and she's going to be making plays. She's going to be the engine that makes Notre Dame run. They still have a talented group. They lost Kate Koval. They bring in some talented pieces, though. They bring in some shooting as well. So Hannah Hidalgo will have some help, but the weight on her shoulders is going to be a lot bigger this season than it was last year. It's going to look even more so like her freshman year, but without Sonya Citron. So just her ability to, honestly, man, Hannah Hidalgo should be averaging about 25, 8, and 5 next season. And that's definitely player of the year numbers. Out of everybody right now, I think she's that I've named. And Hidalgo's the favorite to be the national player of the year. I don't know how good Notre Dame will be as a team, but as far as her usage, her opportunities, and her ability to put the basketball in the hole, I mean, cerebral score, dog mentality, 3-level score, one of the best layup packages, one of the quickest first steps we've seen in quite some time. Hannah Hidalgo will definitely be in the running for national player of the year. And with her usage, having Olivia Miles and Sonya Citron out the way, he's going to be dependent on to really solely be that primary ball handler. So I'm interested to see her usage and how she navigates this new leadership role and these new expectations and this new weight that she's going to have to shoulder for Notre Dame. Our first big, Lauren Betts, the reigning defensive player of the year, most dominant big on both sides of the basketball in the entire country. The fact that she could have been a top 3 pick and decided to come back and play with UCLA's Kiki Rice, playing with Angela Dulich, playing with her sister Sienna Betts. Like, there's a lot of talent. Gianna Neekins, there's a lot of talent at UCLA coming back next year. But let's not make any mistake about it. Now, Lauren Betts is the focus of that offense. She is the one that gets things going and opens everything up for this offense. She's going to get a lot of touches. She's going to be a year older. She's going to continue to dominate, averaging a double-double, blocking shots. If she can keep her defensive effort and prowess where it is and get the scoring and the rebounds up just a little bit, it's definitely going to be hard to deny her player of the year. She's the best big coming back in the country, and you don't see top 3, top 5 potential picks coming back. But Olivia Miles and Lauren Betts both did that. So respect to her, but Lauren Betts definitely going to be at the top of that preseason player of the year watch list. Dominant, great hands, continues to improve the mid-range jumper where teams are daring her to shoot it. So definitely look out for Lauren Betts. I know I've mentioned Olivia Miles a couple times. She's another player that will definitely be in the running for player of the year. TCU brought in some talent from the transfer portal, but Olivia Miles is going to run the show. She's getting the keys to the offense, and I expect her numbers to go up across the board. She's coming off a season-ending injury and a career year right after that. The three-point shooting was up. The scoring is up. She's got some of the best court vision. She might be the best pass first point guard in the country. Probably going to be the number 1 overall draft pick if everything goes her way. Coming back another year, playing in Coach Campbell's system, we saw what it did for Haley Van Lith. Completely revitalized her career and got her drafted in the WNBA, where people were saying that she was not a pro. And now, not only did she make the team for the Sky, but she is a contributor for this team and a solid role player as well. So I'm thinking Olivia Miles takes the same route. I'm expecting big numbers. She could be averaging close to 20 points per game, 9, 10 assists. I would not be surprised if she leads the country in assists next season. And she's a really good rebounder for her position as well. So I think with all three of those categories, her continuing to have that usage, having the ball in her hands more, not splitting the backcourt with another lead guard like Hannah Hidalgo. Like, this was a great move for her, in my opinion. If she's looking to get those individual accolades and run the team and run the show on her own. So shout out to Olivia Miles. I think she's got a really good chance of winning Player of the Year. And last but not least, man, a dark horse that I've got that could win Player of the Year. We know USC is down, man. Juju Watkins is out. Kiki is gone. And they bring in a talented recruiting class. They bring back Kennedy Smith, but they also bring in, I should say, the number one freshman in the country in Jazzy Davidson. She is a walking bucket. Now, this might be a reach. I definitely think she could win Freshman of the Year. Player of the Year might be a reach. It might be a stretch. But the reason I feel like she could be in the running is because they're going to need somebody to fill in that production for Juju Watkins. It's not going to be one player, but there's going to be a lot of shots between her and Kiki that are going to be available now. Kennedy Smith could easily be in the running as well. I think she's going to have one of the biggest jumps of any freshman in the country. She could be in the running for Player of the Year as well. But Jazzy Davidson, just a three-level scorer, smooth operator, gets to her spots, elite shot maker, long, athletic, can get to the cup, skinny frame, thin frame, but still can absorb contact and finish through it. And I think the opportunity will be there, man. They're gonna put the ball in her hands. There's gonna be a lot of pressure on her, I think, immediately, but I think she's built for it. She's a player that continued to climb up the rankings and ended up surpassing Aaliyah Chavez in the final rankings due to her crazy offseason and just her ability to dominate in these all-star games. That's what I'm looking for. So I know it's a long stretch, but Davidson, I think, is the most talented freshman coming in. She's going to be ready to play and make plays immediately. She's known her calling card is for scoring the basketball, but she can also play make for others. I'm excited to see what she does with the ball in her hands, man, because it's no telling if Juju Watkins returns at all next season. We don't know the timetable for her return, man. They're going to need a number one scoring option. And that definitely could be Jazzy Davidson, man. She's coming in with a chip on her shoulder, a lot of pressure, a lot of expectations from a talented USC team that has been revitalized the last 2 years under Juju Watkins, number one seed, national championship contender, but the opportunity will be there. The shots will be there. And if she can come in, make shots, stay poised, and assert her dominance early and often, she could be the alpha on this team to really be the leading scorer, number one scoring option, and keep this team afloat while Juju recovers. Now, y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Until next time, my people, we out.